Let's get right into it. Social media dependency. We love, hate social media, right? We've seen everyone's life as the perfect life. The photos are perfect. I did it as well. There were filter apps as well, and things started to change. And I sat back for a moment and thought, what am I doing here? What am I doing with social media? I realized it was getting in my head. I was getting anxiety and I was feeling this negative energy. And I'm gonna be really honest, I actually lost a friend because of social media. Still don't understand why, but it happened and it hurt a great deal. And so I thought I need to go back to social media where I do continue using my voice, where I can motivate and inspire people and be happy about it and learn how to cope with it. And that's why we're talking to psychotherapist Connie Lee from KMA Therapy to discuss all the details. On average, how much does a person use in their lifetime?
This is a crazy stat, but people will use social media a total of 5 years and 4 months in their entire lifetime. And that's equivalent to taking your dog out for a walk 93,000 times or climbing Mount Everest, I think like 32 times.
There's a lot of pros to social media. I mean, you're watching this here on YouTube. So glad that you are.
It really has brought a lot of people together and been exposed to different ideas and information from a global perspective.
And then there was that negativity that comes in, like we talked about, is the fact that you start comparing your lives to other people's. And what are some of the trigger points?
It becomes unhealthy when basically you notice that your social media use is taking over your everyday responsibility. So I think the gold standard is to meet people in real life, IRL.
People forget that connection. I know you need to hug someone, make that eye-to-eye contact. Another aspect of social media is that it actually has a physical effect on you. It could change the way you eat, the way you do things. Let's talk about that, because we don't really talk about that because we're just so focused on the mental part of it.
Yeah, I think we're just starting to kind of see, these things come in, and I think we're still understanding what the long-term effects are. But as well, it can affect your appetite, it can affect your sleep, and also your sex drive.
Your sex drive, people. And talking about mental health, it does create a state in a lot of people's minds. You're right, there's that, we can't say it's officially addiction,
yes,
but it can break you down and it could hurt you in a mental way.
There's actually research that points to more social media use equals more feelings of depression, anxiety, loneliness. So you're not the only one. There's a lot of people out there. They might have the intention of gathering information, but a lot of times afterwards, when they're done using the social media, they might have feelings of even more perceived loneliness. And also what we call social comparison, which is, you talked a little bit about that too, is when we look at other people's, a lot of times very finely curated stories, and we forget, there's a team sometimes that was involved in the creation of that photo that looks so in the moment or authentic. But I think we have to just, do a real reality check that these aren't necessarily real images, but they're curated. Yeah. But we can tend to feel maybe like inadequate after we look at them.
So in terms of coping, let's just reiterate some of the steps you can take to make sure you do take care of yourself mentally and physically and your self-esteem.
There's a few things you can do. For example, be more thoughtful or intentional about the types of people you're adding to your social media.
That's a good one.
For example, if you're looking to feel more inspired or educated, maybe add people that you really look up to. But people that might not make you feel bad though about their accomplishments, for example. I decided to just add people that I look up to, like people in the mental health world. And also I have a lot of puppy Instagram sites that I've added because they make me happy, and I don't really feel like a sense of jealousy or FOMO when I look at cute puppy videos.
That's true. I wouldn't either. So follow people that inspire you and motivate you.
I'd also recommend, these are more practical practical tips, but remove the notifications on your phone so you're not getting an update every time you get a new like on your feed, for example, and so you don't feel as compelled to check your phone every time. I mean, they say people check their phone about 150 times a day on average. So yeah, it definitely takes up space in
Okay,
our
so get rid of the
lives.
notification. That's number 2. Number 3?
Yeah, I'd say move your social media apps to your secondary screen on your phone, so it's not always in front of you. You're not always compelled to kind of like check it out. As well as, if possible, you can also even consider removing social media apps from your smartphone and just, you know, looking at it on your laptop or your computer when you get home, or when you have dedicated times during breaks at work or something like that. I'd also say, like, make sure your phone has its dedicated space in your house. For example, don't bring it to bed with you when you're sleeping. Your bedroom is meant for sleeping and having sex.
Love the way you just threw sex in there. What about reading? Bedtime.
Yes.
That's important too.
Yes.
And what else?
Distress tolerance. This is a huge one. It's huge because, you know, what do we do? How do we find ways to just be okay with being bored? You know, find something fun to do to occupy our time. But nowadays we don't need to do that. We just have our phone right in front of us. So I think that, again, this comes with being self-aware and setting boundaries.
Now, if you go through all of those lists, and it's such a great list to go through, if you still feel that negativity and you're still feeling not great about yourself and you know it's affecting you, go talk to someone, right?
Yeah, I'd say if you feel like you've tried a lot of different strategies yourself, but you find that it's not working, you still feel compelled to use social media excessively, yeah, maybe you can see a counselor or a therapist, or even just get an accountability partner of like a friend or loved one that you trust and can sort of check in with you and be on that journey with you and help you using it in a more healthy way.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I've learned so much. I need
Thank
my
you for
phone. I
having
need to
me.
change all
I know,
my...
now I want to check my phone. I mentioned
But my settings, I need to change all my settings. And I think it is such a fun place. Social media, don't get me wrong, it is, I love it. It's just making sure you use it the right way. And the one thing that I love about it is that I'm able to use my voice and share my passion with everyone.
It's a powerful tool.
It's a very powerful tool. We just need to learn how to use it the correct way so it doesn't affect you in a bad way.
Exactly.
That was a good quote, wasn't it?
I like it.
Thanks again. And if you have
Thank
any
you.
comments, definitely leave them below. We would love to hear from you. And subscribe.